This is one of the first tricks I teach a puppy because it's very easy with little puppies. Of course, you don't want to go too fast or do it too much just because their joints are growing, but big dogs can really, I'm not going to say do as much as you want because, you know, I don't know, then you might go crazy, but yes, we've been working on sit-up. This is Minty's finished spin. I'll show off hers and then I'll probably use Kip. Minty, circle. Good girl. Hers I have to step out of the way a little bit because sometimes she tries to clock me with her rear end. Other way. Other way. Other way. Good girl. So I'll show you how to train that. Okay, I misspoke. I'm actually not going to train you how to do that because Minty's the only dog I've ever trained to circle that spins like a top or like a cutting horse. But for other dogs, first you have to get them not to be jumping on you, and then you have to get them not to be sitting and not to be jumping. So how to do that is you get the reward down right at their head level, not too high, because most of them offer a sit. So just right at their nose level. And again, your dog has to know how to lure, which is easy to teach. You just let them eat it as you kind of pull it around. Don't say anything, and then you let them have it. If they've never done a lure before, might need a little work, but once they understand that, as Kip does, keep the treat at their level, have them standing. If they sit down because you had the treat too high or just because they are used to offering a sit, put it a little lower than you would to reward a sit and just pull it forward so they're standing. Keep the treat nice and low, just pull it in a circle, kind of a big one, and then you reward. Again, you don't say anything until they really understand. Knowing when they understand it can be a little tricky. When they're, you know, when it's not so much a lure, when you start to turn it and they start to flip around, they kind of probably have a good understanding of it, so you can start to put it on cue, circle, spin. I use circle for one way and then I say other way to go the other way. First, when you first start, Kip, good boy. When you first start teaching it, I go the same way the first couple times, then I'll throw him the other way. So my dog is eating the lure. So see, he's backing up. So I need to get it lower and get it more in a circle. If they back up or kind of jump around, it's just, you have to figure out what works for your dog. You want to think about pulling it towards their hind leg, like they're going to reach back and scratch themselves with their teeth. So if you're having trouble with them hopping around or not going in a circle, that's what you want to think about. Again, see, he's backing up a little bit, so I want to think about pulling this treat to his back leg there. Yes! And if you use the clicker, you know, when they complete it and you hand them the food, you click, feed them. I usually use yes as a reward marker. I forgot to do that in my first video. I don't know why. Maybe because it's more of a chain, but really you should use some kind of reward marker. So again, keep it level, pull it back, yes! And then for the other way, yes, good boy. Some dogs go easier one way, more so than the other. You know, if you just want to teach one way, go with the way they offer kind of more. Yes! I think I've probably taught him this before, we just haven't done it for a while. But yes! And then as they progress, you want to be able to hold the lure higher and higher, and then eventually the cue is either just verbal or, you know, you can kind of flick your wrist like you saw me doing with Minty. Good boy! Good boy! Very cool.